Serial Killer Comics. Gary Ridgway. Gary Ridgway was born on the 18th of February, 1949, in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Where can I hide all the bodies? Maybe the Green River would do the job.
Did you wet the bed again, Gary? No, you are 13 years old.
Gary Ridgway was dyslexic and was held back a year during his high school years.
Did you hear Gary was kept back this year?
At the age of 16, our future serial killer stabbed a 6-year-old boy in the woods. This time, his victim survived. In 1969, Gary married his high school girlfriend. The Green River Killer joined the Navy and was sent to Vietnam. During this time, he started to make use of sex workers picked up on Pacific Highway South. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, the Green River Killer believed to have murdered 71 teenage girls and women, majority between 1982 and 1984.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 71.
He picked them up on Pacific Highway South, strangled them from behind in his house, truck, or a secluded area. Most bodies were dumped around the Green River. In the early 80s, the King County Sheriff's Office formed the Green River Task Force. They interviewed Ted Bundy to try and get a better understanding of what they are dealing with.
Ted, please help us track down this prolific killer. What do you think is his next move?
Gary Ridgway was arrested twice, once in 1982 and again the final time in 2001. He was a suspect during 1983, but passed a polygraph in 1984.
Can you believe he passed his polygraph? I know he is the Green River Killer. Must we release him now?
That's the truth.
April 7th, 1987. Hair and saliva samples were taken from our suspect, Gary Ridgway. DNA profiling lead to his arrest at a Kenworth truck factory, the 30th of November 2001. The Green River Killer was originally linked to the death of 4 women, but 3 additional victims were positively linked as well due to microscopic spray paint spheres. Paint that was used at the Kenworth truck factory where he worked. August 2003, Gary Ridgway started to work on a plea deal with law enforcement that would spare his life.
Yes, we can look at a plea deal, but what do you offer in return?
Gary Ridgway entered a guilty plea for 48 charges of aggravated first-degree murder.
If he did not enter into a plea deal, we would not have known about the additional 41 victims.
The 18th of December 2003, the Green River Killer entered a guilty plea to the 48 charges of aggravated first-degree murder and was sentenced to 48 consecutive life sentences. He also received an additional 480 years for tampering with evidence, 10 years for each victim.
Mr. Ridgway, I sentence you to 48 consecutive life sentences at Washington State Penitentiary.
January 2004, the Green River Killer was placed in solitary confinement at the Washington State Penitentiary.
Follow me, Mr. Ridgway. You will be placed in solitary confinement until further notice.
Gary Ridgway. Victims 71 to 90 plus confessed. Apprehended the 30th of November 2001. Sentence 49 life sentences. Incarcerated